Results of any query performed in PCAs, particularly through the forms SQL, EQL, Query Manager, and NLP, are shown in this special form, Query Results. There is a great deal of computational power behind this form. In fact, it is from this form that you can carry out most data analysis and visualization. You cannot open the form by itself, so let's go through the SQL EQL form. The Query Manager form F6 would also do the trick. So let's hit F7 to open the SQL EQL form, and then we click on the User Tables button here to operate on one of the sample database user tables. Let's select the user table DemoGIS Google Earth, and the code behind the form has automatically set up a basic SQL query for you. Let's run that query by hitting the SQL button, and here we go. The results of the query are shown, not surprisingly, in the query results form. Here you find a variety of tools grouped together under different labels: data analysis and visualization, data handling, and basic functions. The data analysis and visualization tools provides tens of options to do just that. Depending upon which information is shown in the query results form, you will be able to draw charts and plots, prepare GIS maps, draw network graphs, draw word clouds, or run more specialized analysis in Connex, QCA, or Sequence. All of this in a variety of freeware software to which PCAs connects automatically. Under the Data Handling section, you will find several options for handling the data displayed in the query results form. The basic functions group together the standard set of options available in most PCAs forms: reminders, video tutorials, tips files, context help in help database, and the close button for closing the form. Let's take a look at the data analysis and visualization functions, the muscle behind the form, and one of the PCA's unique selling propositions. Behind each button there are a number of freeware programs that can be used for data analysis and visualization. Of course, you will need to download and install these programs, but PCAs will help you with that. If you click on Charts, you can select Excel, Google Charts, Google Fusion Tables, Mondrian, or Tableau. If you click on Net, for network graphs, you can select Cytoscape, Gephi, or Google Fusion Tables, not Excel, or Palladio. If you click on GIS to produce maps in a Geographic Information System tool, you have a choice of Carto, Google Earth Pro, Google Fusion Tables, Mondrian, QGIS, Tableau, and Time Mapper. Or if you click on Word Clouds, you can choose between TagCrowd, Taggle, Tuxedo, Word Clouds, or Wordle. There are also more specialized types of analysis like QCA, Qualitative Comparative Analysis, where you can select between FS-QCA, QCA-Kirk, or Tosmana, as you can see here. Not all software options are available yet though, but most are. Only a couple are missing. For software that requires specific types of input, PCAs will compute automatically for you the required input. For example, it computes the KML, Keyhole Markup Language file that the GIS program like Google Earth Pro or QGIS require, or similarly, PCAs prepares also the file for workload software. For all other programs, PCAs will export whatever file those programs expect, so an Excel spreadsheet or a TXT file, for example. Many tips files and videos are available on various types of software options and what you can do in them. Make sure to read or watch them. The data handling icons provides a variety of ways of manipulating your data on the basis of the record set behind the form. You can refine data in the record set by running SQL queries either via the Query Manager form or the SQL EQL form. You can check out those tutorials. Thus, suppose you want to focus only on these records where latitude is greater than 31. So we can click on the SQL button, and the SQL EQL form opens with a standard SQL query ready to go. Let's modify the clause by adding a where clause where latitude is greater than 31. And let's run the query. And here we go. If you are uncomfortable with SQL, the filter button will allow you to achieve the same results, and it's right here. This button is particularly valuable when dealing with the output of NLP tools, where you may want to exclude from the record set auxiliary and modal verbs or stop words, such as the, a, and. You can see the tips files and stop words. You can also delete, update, move records in the backend data tables, copy and paste the record set, or export the record set either to a PCA's user table or to Excel. Check out Open Refine from the button right here if you need to manipulate data. Formerly a private tool by Google and called Google Refine, it was recently made publicly available and open source by Google. It is an incredibly powerful tool that works like a spreadsheet but with far greater capabilities. For these options, do watch the video on data cleaning. If there are document paths displayed in the form, you will be able to open the documents directly from the query results form. To see that, let's open the network query in the sample database. So let's close this form now, and let's click F6 to open the Query Manager. And let's select from here now the network query. Let's click on the document object newspaper article and select the field document path. Now let's run the query, and in the query results form you can click on the field document path in any of the records and then click on the Open Doc button to open the document at the specific path. The Edit button right here allows you to rename any of the field labels. So if you click on it, we can click on Document Path and rename it to Doc Path. And here we go. To display the cross-references of any grammar object, in other words, the documents where the coded information was taken from, you can click on the Cross-References button. And you can see here the document cross-reference to the object in the selected record. To visualize the name of the coders who worked on any object displayed, in what capacity and when, you can click on the Users button. And here you can see the list of actions performed on that specific object, this one. By clicking on any field names displayed on the form, you can sort the record set behind the form by that field. So for example, if we click on verbal phrase, all the values will be sorted according to the values inside this field. I also want to draw your attention to this button, the Go To button, right here. This is a very important button that allows you to zoom into specific objects by using their record ID number, placing you in the context of the object's parents and children in the list view or detail view form. Notice how the cursor now is positioned in the document path field. Normally, since this is a string value rather than a number, as required by the GoTo routine that needs a record ID number, PCH would ask you to enter a number. But notice here across the form caption that there are two hidden fields available for GoTo. What are these hidden fields? Although these fields are not displayed, called UJF and LJF, upper joint field and lower joint field, they are the record's ID of an object's parent and child complex. These fields are always exported by any query based on PCH data, not of course external user table data. PCH will automatically pick these hidden numbers when available to position you on the object. So if you click on the Go To button, here we go. So now we are positioned into the corresponding object in the first row of the record set. And this is the instances form with two subforms. The top one that displays the top hierarchical complex object, the primary complex in our case named macro event, and this is its identifier. And the lower subform lists the objects on the stack from the top level 1, the macro event, all the way down to the complex selected for GoTo. We can now click on the Detail View button or simply double click on an object to display it in the Detail View form. Let's double click on the triplet record, and here we are. Grouped under the Basic Functions label, you will find the standard set of options of any PCH form, so reminders, video tutorials, tips files, context help in the help database, and close. Okay, we're done. Test the real power of the query results form, and don't forget to watch the tutorials on data analysis and visualization, on data export, and on data cleaning.